Ngovia Boys High School in EMBU has been missing from school for the past week now. Family members say the boy went missing a week ago after a disagreement with two other boys from the school. The family is now accusing the head teacher of laxity and taking them in circles as opposed to making efforts to look for the student. The family has now resolved to embark on a search in mortuaries in a bid to find their missing son.
Nilifahamishwa kuwa mtoto wangu ambaye anasomea Ngovia Boys alipotea. Sasa nikapigiwa simu nikaulizwa kama mtoto amefika nyumbani. Naye mtoto aliniambiwa alipotea Saturday evening saa 4 usiku. Saa hiyo yenye siku nilikuwa napewa ripoti ilikuwa Monday saa 8. On Tuesday nikaenda shule. Nikauliza mwalimu vile kulienda, nikamuuliza, akanieleza naye vile kumeenda. Akaniambia amepiga ripoti Kivogo Police Station.
Tulipenda kwenda kujua what happened. Na tulipoliza mwalimu, alituambia kuna vijana wawili walikuwa wanasosana na huyo kijana Wilson. Walikuwa wanasema ameiba setbook yake, wakasema ya kwamba ameiba calculator. Sasa walipososana, kijana akaambiwa afungue sanduku, akasema hana kifunguo, akasema ataenda kurudia dormitory. Alipoenda dormitory ya kurudi.
Meanwhile, Education Cabinet Secretary Professor George Magoha has bashed parents going against the competency-based curriculum CBC, adding that the narrative will be jeopardizing the future of 5 million children. Magoha has affirmed that the implementation of the 2663 will continue despite opposition from parents. Sazamunga with more details.
Never found a CBC classroom not being attended to by a competent teacher. So what the hell are you people talking about? Who has stopped you from going there?
Speaking during a meeting with the Kenya Editors Guild, Magoha has affirmed that the implementation of the CBC curriculum would continue despite opposition from parents, as the key implementers were happy with it.
I have visited many primary schools in Kwale, and the teachers there are excellent, and they are teaching. I don't need to be told by anybody. If you have information to the contrary, let us have it.
Magoha has defended the CBC curriculum, saying that no school shall lag behind. He, however, challenged those with contrary information to come forth and present their evidence.
Are we right to say that you want to go to court when you already have 5 million children happy to engage? They enjoy what they are doing. This is politics. Excuse me. I don't do it and leave me out of it.
Education experts had shown concern on the reviewed curriculum from the start, citing issues centered on quality assurance, teacher preparedness, adequacy of teacher material, and teacher-parent involvement. Sazamunga, Switch TV.
Thank you, Sazamunga. Learning came to a standstill as lecturers and non-teaching staff at Multimedia University of Kenya today laid down their tools after the school administration failed to actualize the 2017-2021 collective bargaining agreement. Take a look.
According to the chairman of the University Academic Staff Union Multimedia Chapter, Wasu Omondi Nsango, the situation has been there for more than 8 years.
This industrial action must continue. Members stop and paralyze every operation in this.
Secretary of the Kenya University Staff Union Multimedia University Chapter Glibert Koech has vowed that they will not return to their workstations until the issue is addressed.
Whether there are meetings or there are no meetings, we will continue and escalate. Even tomorrow we will still be here.
The negotiations between the union and the administrations remains futile, bringing learning activities to a standstill.
And the people who are in contempt of court do not even deserve to be given a hearing.
The Vice Chancellor of the University, Ambassador Professor Festus Kaberia, has stated that the staff dues are being processed, insisting that the right procedure must be followed.
The Local Implementation Committee sat and distributed using SRC formula.
Students are now in a dilemma on the route their studies will take.
Imagine we're supposed to be graduating in December, and then all of a sudden you'll be pushed up to next year.
The stalemate arose from the implementation of the 2017-2021 Collective Bargaining Agreement (CBA) that the union says has not been fully executed by some universities, despite the government releasing 6.6 billion Kenyan shillings for the workers. Andrew Kero, Switch TV at Multimedia University of Kenya in Nairobi.
Thank you, Andrew Kero. Now on to matters politics. Wiper Party leader Kalonzo Musyoka has defended politicians who politic in charge, saying the clergy should not view them as top-of-the-range seniors. As our senior political reporter Joel Chacha now narrates, Kalonzo further states that there is no separation between politics and the church.
While speaking at the Wilson Airport in Nairobi after meeting EMBU Governor Martin Wambora, Wiper Party leader Kalonzo Musyoka has come out strongly condemning the recent ban on politicking in churches.
Yes, my name is Chacha from Switch TV. And about politicking in church, what do you say about that? Will you announce that you won't be politicking in church?
Remember, some of us and all of us actually have not heard of anybody who goes to church and is not a Christian. When I go to church, and I was in Kajiado on Sunday, when I saw some of my friends being asked to leave from a very important matter of a consecration of a bishop, the first lady bishop under the Anglican Church. We congratulate her. And this conversation, I think, is healthy, but even if it is healthy, please do not make political leaders look like they are sinners, top of the range sinners. At the end of the day, there should, I think the bigger question, and I thank you, Switch TV, the bigger question is there really a separation between church and politics? In my view, there isn't. This is why we even want to ask church leaders who are seeing things going wrong politically to actually join us and correct this country together. So do not categorize political leaders as sinners. We are all sinners. Personally, I'm the chief amongst the sinners, but saved by the grace of God.
Kalonzo, who has kick-started his Mount Kenya tour visiting 3 counties, has dismissed that One Kenya Alliance is divided, following Mudavadi's remarks on seeking a runmate from the region.
Nobody is going their own way. This is all. In fact, even my brother Gideon Moi, I'm quite sure he's also going to put a very strong announcement. You saw it in the media.
Kalonzo says he's launching a charm offensive against the residents and leaders in the mountain in his bid to clinch the top seat come 2022. Rais mwaka 2022.
I'll take the opportunity to ask Governor Anne Waiguru to join OCA. Because one of the things I've been accusing us, not accusing, critical observation, we want senior lady leadership.
Kalonzo was in company of a section of Wiper leaders including senators, members of parliament, and women representatives in his trip. Joel Chacha, Switch TV, Nairobi.
Thank you, Joel Chacha. Still on the issue of politics in church, Muslim leaders have backed Anglican Archbishop Jackson Lissapete's move to ban politicians from speaking at the pulpit. As Robert Omer reports, here's some of the lessons from the mosque on how the Muslim Society of Kenya has managed to put politicians at bay, saying it's the only option left for the clergy to cleanse the church.
Following the ongoing push and pull pulpit politics that continue to spark heated debate across the country, the Muslim Society of Kenya has today come out to back up the decision by the Anglican Church of Kenya Archbishop Jackson Lisapete to completely ban political leaders from spreading their political chit-chats in churches.
Wanasiasa kuingiza siasa ndani ya vyombo vya ibada au nyumba za ibada si jambo zuri, kwa sababu watu wamekwenda pale makusudiwa ni kupata maneno ya kiroho, kumkumbuka Mwenyezi Mungu Subhanahu wa Ta'ala na kujua mtu pengine na makosa amefanya kwenda kutubia madhambi yake mbele ya Mwenyezi Mungu Subhanahu wa Ta'ala.
Imam Mohammed Solihu reiterating of how unfortunate the holy grounds have become the core of hypocrisy fronted by politicians.
Ajabu ni kwamba ahadi nyingi zinazotolewa kwa hivi sasa. Kila mmoja, mimi nitachukua maji nifanye maziwa, mimi nitachukua barabara niweke kobro zote, nitachukua, yani nitafanya kila kitu, lakini akisha kupata ajijua yeye mwenyewe na watu wake. Hii kwanza, hii dhambi.
Now this and many more are some of the lessons from the mosque on how to achieve a beautiful and a peaceful country.
Huja wanasiasa hapa kwetu tumewamejaa tele, lakini katika Uislamu hatumkaribishi kwamba imekuja watu washakaa ndani, yeye karibishe, yeye toa nafasi. La. Ulipopata nafasi ukae. Huu ndio mtindo wa Kiislamu. Wanasiasa, tuchukueni majukwaa ya Mungu ya misikiti na makanisa ikawa ndio majukwaa yetu ya kuongeza siasa zetu. Sisi viongozi wa dini pia tusimameni msimamo mmoja, msimamo mzuri kwamba siasa zifanywe ndani ya makanisa wala ndani ya misikiti.
The Muslim leaders are now calling their Christian and Hindu counterparts to be in the forefront in honoring areas under their guard preserved for meditation and dedication of hearts, and shun subjecting it to desecration. Robert Omer, Switch TV.
Robert Omer, thank you. Deputy President William RUTO has called out leaders who are propagating ethnic-based voting as the 2022 electioneering period approaches. The Deputy President, while addressing Small-Scale Trade Association of Nairobi at his current residence, has asked them to support the bottom-up economic model for their benefit.
Hii fujo yote hawa wanaume wananiletea ati wanafikiria kwamba nimeharibu biashara yao.
Deputy President William RUTO has told of his opponents, saying a mere humiliation and intimidation will not stop his 2022 presidential bid.
Safari hii, my friends, mujipange, madharau mutawacha, kiburi mutawacha, kwa sababu Kenya hii ni yetu sisi wote.
RUTO has also called out on leaders fueling tribal politics in the country to stop, stating that Kenyans have grown beyond ethnic-based to issue-based politics.
Hii siasa ya ukabila, ati wewe kama ni wa kabila hii lazima upigie kabila hii, lazima uende chama fulani. Kama wewe ni wa kabila hiyo lazima uende chama fulani. Kama wewe ni wa kabila ile lazima upigie mtu fulani. Hiyo ni siasa duni ya bure.
Speaking to small-scale traders from Nairobi County, the DP has assured Kenyans of reduction of access to credit to 2% once he is elected president.
Traders and business people, their businesses must be decriminalized so that everybody has an equal chance to do business.
Bottom up, yule mtu wa chini afanye nini? Hainuke. Yule mwanabiashara wa wheelbarrow, yule mwanabiashara wa mkokoteni pale Mudhuru wa Kikomba, ainuke na yeye aweze kujimudu.
Badala ya kuangalia kampuni kubwa kubwa, badala ya kupatia pesa mahoteli kubwa kubwa na kampuni ambazo ni kubwa kubwa, unasema tuanze na mamamboga.
Small and medium enterprises in the country generate jobs and opportunities for millions of ordinary Kenyans and further contribute up to 40% of the country's gross domestic product. Flora Limuki, Switch TV.
That story by Flora Limuki takes us to a short commercial break. Stay tuned, we'll be back with more. Welcome back and thank you for keeping it Switch TV. Amani National Congress Party leader Musalia Mudavadi says RAILA owes him no political debt. Speaking at an interview with CAS FM, CAS and CAS TV, Mudavadi says in politics there is nothing like political debt resulting from one's previous support to another.
Na tuende tunazungumzia ati tunalipa madeni ya kisiasa. Tutakuwa tukipotosha Wakenya. Kile ambacho, kwa sababu madeni ya siasa ni magumu sana kulipa, ndugu yangu. Kuna porojo nyingi sana kwa mambo ya kisiasa. Kwa hivyo ukisema ati unataka ulipishe madeni ya kisiasa, utazungumza leo, kesho kutwa na hata mtondogo. Ukiniuliza ati mimi ni dynasty ama nini, hiyo ndugu, kile ambacho mimi nataka tufahamu. Je, hiyo ni political gimmick peke yake ama ina manufaa? Ikiwa tuko kwa sekta ambayo tunajua ni kama ya manufacturing, ni kwa nini factories zetu zinafungwa hapa ama zingine wanahama kutoka hapa wanaenda kufungua Rwanda? Sasa wanaajiri watu wa Rwanda ama watu wa Uganda. Okay? Kwa hivyo tukizungumzia, mimi ningependa Wakenya waepukane na ule mtindo wa kusema ni the haves and have not.
Have you ever thought of adopting or naming an elephant after you? The Ministry of Tourism and Wildlife through Kenya Wildlife Service has urged Kenya support the initiative with as little as 1,000 shillings in a bid to secure the future of elephants and their natural habitats. Mariam Jahid finds the story.
Due to a decline in revenue in the tourism sector since the COVID-19 pandemic kicked in, the ministry is looking for ways like tembo naming to raise funds towards conservation efforts. However, no Kenyan at individual level has so far come out to sponsor the initiative of naming or adopting elephants.
We wait for people to come from outside to do this. And really, why should we wait from people coming from outside? And yet, we as Kenyans can actually be able to do this together.
Speaking during the event of 4 donors issuing their payments, the Cabinet Secretary for Tourism Najib Balala has high hopes of reaching the targeted amount 100 million by 9th October 2021.
I call upon you, all of you, and the others, to please, we welcome all of you to find ways of partnering. We don't need to put a fence. You can put the fence on our behalf. We don't need to build water ponds for the animals. You can put that on our behalf.
But what exactly has motivated the stakeholders to embrace the initiative?
The brand has a long and historic connection with the elephants, its name having been built on the shoulders of one legendary Kenya elephant. Any initiative that brings together elephants and the Tusker brand is therefore an ideal partnership, and we're very happy to be part of.
From as low as 1,000 Kenyan shillings for individuals and 50,000 for corporates, one can qualify to be an adopting parent. However, for one to name, they must donate a minimum of 500,000 Kenyan shillings. The census that was conducted recently, Kenya has approximately 36,280 elephants in the country. Would you want to name an elephant after you or adopt an elephant? This is the chance to conserve the country's heritage. Mariam Jahid, Switch TV, Nairobi.
Ever thought you'd use your fingerprints to start your car? Now it's possible. John Motisia is a local inventor who has configured a car security system that requires one's biometrics to start the car. Our business reporter Bron Wonder looks into this technology that seeks to curb an estimated 1,300 car theft cases witnessed every year in the country.
Car security system on another level, using your fingerprint to start your car.
Now I can stop that car using the fingerprint which has been configured for this particular vehicle and system.
Data from the Association of Kenya Insurers estimate that 1,300 cars are reported stolen in Kenya each year. And according to John Mutisia, the inventor of this system, the biometric system will help curb theft of cars in the country.
What informed the decision to have such an invention?
The current wave of theft of vehicles is amazing. It has gone up the sky. And us being in motor vehicle industry, I thought, why don't we sit down with my R&D team and come up with a solution permanently to sort out these particular unfortunate issues. So you cannot disconnect it unless you use your fingerprint. We've made it such that you've got to use your fingerprint for you to disconnect that particular gadget.
But how exactly does this system work?
Ours is biometric. Biometric in the sense that everyone, out of the 7 billion people we have on the world, everyone has got unique biometric system.
All right. How different is this from a normal cutout?
A normal cutout just cuts out the fuel distribution in the vehicle, in the engine. And that is a physical item which can easily be traced by nearly anyone. The fingerprint system you cannot disconnect. You've got to disable it using the admin fingerprint password, which you can also use it. We can set up the owner of the vehicle. We set up as the admin of the vehicle.
According to the techie, if taken up, this invention will go a long way in giving you a peaceful night, knowing your car out there is safe. Brian Mwenda, Switch TV.
Intriguing. Thank you, Brian Mwenda. Now, Kenya Electrical and Allied Workers Union has threatened to go on strike in 3 weeks' time through its Secretary General Ernest Nadome. The union wants Kenya Power's board to be dissolved. This comes when the Kenya Power Board is undergoing a probe by the EACC over alleged irregularities in the tendering process, and as Sheila Ngetich reports, the Kenya Power workers are promising a massive strike if their demands are not met.
When Kenya Power is limping, when Kenya Power is going through a lot of challenges, where on earth do we hear about a board having 114 meetings? 114, and nobody has taken action.
Kenya Power Board members were today before the EACC detectives over alleged irregularities in tendering. With a probe ongoing, the Secretary General for the Kenya Electrical and Allied Workers Union now say the process was long overdue.
As a union, we will not accept this. We are demanding the disbandment of this particular board, especially the four. These particular 4 board members, their interest is not to help this country. Their interest is not to help this government. Theirs is selfish interest. They want to bring down Kenya Power. And we are pleading with EACC. We are pleading with Mbarak, the Director General. Please make sure that probe goes ahead conclusively. And these particular characters must be brought to book.
The union accusing the board of its failure in the management of the company, especially in the welfare of its employees. The SecGen Ernest Nadome says that with the frustration they are receiving, they might just hold a massive strike.
We are going to mobilize workers not only in Kenya Power, but the entire energy sector. Yes. We are going to mobilize all workers in the energy sector on a national-wide strike. And I repeat, it is going to be a mother of all strikes in this country. We will bring down power. There will be no power in this country because we are not going to accept this. Kenyans are suffering. Kenyans are applying for electricity. It takes 2-3 years. There is no connection at all. Why? It's because of a few elements.
The union has backed the EACC probe, claiming that the employees' survival has for so long been jeopardized. Sheila Ngetich, Switch TV.
And from the sports desk, Keep Kano Classic has been assured of financial longevity thanks to new title sponsors ABSA. The competition, which will now be officially known as ABSA Keep Kano